Welcome back to Origami Snowman. My name's Matt. I feel like I'm so out of practice with these. It's been, 3 whole days since I uploaded a video. You'd think on spring break I'd have way more time to like shoot videos. On the days that I work, I make like 3 of these things, and yeah, that's probably too many. But I'll tell you what, I, I, it's not that I haven't had time. It's that frankly, everybody else is so just busy in the house, moving around, doing stuff that it feels weird to sit down in the middle of where all the action is and ask everyone to shush while I talk to my phone. Yeah. Anyway, so right now, regular Timmy 666 is upstairs in his room doing whatever he does. My wife and Cheeto and Silverblood are all in the other room, and I think they're gonna watch a Harry Potter movie. I was not invited. I know, they would say, "Oh no, you're invited. What are you talking about?" But frankly, I'm just happy sitting in here in the quiet. Anyway, hello. Somebody made a mess and they had to get some paper towels, so I'm calling them out for living in this house. See, that's oh no, you're fine. See that it's just hard sometimes. It's hard. So anyway, so it's been an eventful 3 days. I tell you what, I know I just did a video where I was just like spring update and whatever, not that anyone asked for it, but yeah, it's just been a lot of craziness. Oh no, oh boy. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. Just a lot of craziness, a lot of books. I've been going to thrift stores and buying books. I've been, taking some books that I don't want anymore, trading them in, getting credit at my favorite used bookstore, Hyde Brothers. Highly recommended. Wells Street here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Definitely go do that. And what else? Oh, still arguing with everybody in the family about cat names. We still don't even have a cat. So, I think this is just a new game we play as a family is let's name this non-existent cat. It's a lot of fun. I still think personally my favorite suggestions, and they are mine. Yeah, I'm biased. Are Panic and Ricochet. I just think they're great cat names. You'd call them Pan and Ricky for short, but that's just me. Anyway, what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, Silverblood decided to get her ears pierced. This was a while ago. It was a long time ago. She got her ears pierced when she was just a little Silverblood, and that was a fancy pants move. But she then decided she wasn't into like earrings and fashion or whatever, so she just let them kind of close up. It was a little more responsibility than she cared to undertake for what was essentially just a fashion choice. She's very practical and lazy, like me. And so now she's solo. She's 14. She's gonna be 15 in several months, and she realizes that you can be dark and brooding and have earrings. In fact, sometimes if you choose the right earrings, they can really do all the heavy lifting. So that being the case, she decided to get her ears re-pierced. Instead of going to like Claire's at the mall, where they use the little hole punch gun and just and then all of a sudden you tagged like a cow, we decided to take her to an actual tattoo parlor. you know, like you do with your 14-year-old. It didn't seem crazy until just now when I said it out loud. I'm gonna be honest. So we go in there. This particular place is it's been around for a while. I'm not gonna say the name of it. Just I don't want you guys to think that I've any reason to say nice things about them other than they did a good job. But I'll tell you where they're at. So if you're local, you'll kind of be like, oh yeah, I know the place. So anyway, so they don't have they don't require, what do you call it? Hello. what? Appointments. Thank you. That's the word. They don't require appointments for piercings. It's a first come, first serve, walk in kind of deal. And I picked this place particular because they've been around for a while and they got a pretty good reputation. And also because they are about half a block down from my favorite bookstore. Hi, brothers. So, yeah. Sorry, I plan most things around can I get to books? How hard will it be for me to find reading material when we have concluded with the stabbing of the ears? So we went in there. I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure this was. Nope, I got to beep that out. This was Silverblood's first experience inside a tattoo parlor, and it did not disappoint. We walked in, and there was a guy getting a tattoo right there in the waiting room, and they were watching the very not safe for kids some DC cartoon with Harley Quinn and just all the f bombs. It was great. It was just exactly the kind of thing as a dad I want my and that's if you're gonna take a minor into a tattoo parlor, you're just gonna have to be prepared. Like I wasn't. Not even my first time in a place like that. Far from it. But I just I don't know what I expected. So anyway, got over that. Because I'm sure she's never heard any of those words in middle school. They just don't use them ever. So we go in. We go into the little back room, pick out the jewelry, decide, let them know what we're going to do, one in each lobe and then a cartilage. They call it a helix. We used to just say cartilage piercing. Now it's got a fancy name. It's called a helix. And so they're going to shoot her in the ears and do all that good stuff. And so went ahead and did the cartilage first to get that one out of the way. That was going to be the worst of it. Got that out of the way, and she kind of was like, that was nothing. No big deal. Nice. Awesome. And then we did the earlobes, and I think she had worked up so much adrenaline expecting it to be pretty like painful that when it turned out not to be, I think her system didn't know what to do without all that adrenaline, so it decided that she should go to sleep for a minute. Now I've had my cartilage pierced a couple times, and this was back in the 90s. When you just went into the mall, you went to Claire's, and you used the hole punch gun, and or if, like me, one of your friends is dating a girl who recently quit her job at the jewelry counter at Walmart, and when she left, she stole their gun and have her do it in her kitchen. That also totally. Wow, look at that. We're at 9,300. I should stop, but I'm gonna keep going. So when I had my cartilage pierced back in the day, yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it hurt a lot because they used the stupid hole punch gun. And instead of like using a very sharp surgical steel needle, my friend's girlfriend just put a regular rounded stud in the thing and just gear shifted it right into the side of my head. So that, yeah, it hurt. Like it hurt a lot. It hurt like an accident, not like something that you had done intentionally. To be fair, though, this same girl had pierced my earlobe. I'd had a second piercing put in. However, the gun jammed halfway through that piercing, and so then I was left to force the stud through my earlobe the rest of the way, which took, I'd say, about 45 minutes. And it was very painful. But the cartilage hurt. So when I told Silverblood, yeah, no, it's gonna hurt a lot. I think she had just built up a lot of, preparatory adrenaline to deal with the pain. Well, they did it right. It didn't hurt, and now she's left with basically this stomach full of bright red Kool-Aid, and her body's like, oh, we don't need it anymore. So yeah, she passed out. Like she was standing and looking at herself in the mirror, and all of a sudden she sort of takes a faltering step backward, and then she's on the floor. And I happened to be right there. Thank goodness I was able to catch her before she hit her head. But she did kind of like fall on her finger in a weird way. And so now her finger is, we think she just kind of jammed it. And so her finger is very purple. It looks like she spent a long time drawing on cardboard with a purple marker, and just her whole pinky is just purple. Not swollen anymore, but anyway, so the piercings are doing well. Then we went to Hyde Brothers, and she got to pet a cat, and I got $15 in credit for books I didn't want anymore. So, win-win. Although, yeah, in hindsight, I absolutely should have just brought her straight home. After she passed out. Maybe a trip to the bookstore wasn't the greatest idea. Hindsight. Now, neither of my other two kids ever put me in that situation, so I didn't know what to do. It was the first time dad fail for me. Not that I've never failed before as a father. I failed a lot, but I've never failed in that particular way. So, learning every day. So we did that. Yeah, tons of books. Our library sells books sometimes. I think I've mentioned that they like don't that people don't check out or haven't been checked out in years, and so there's no real no desire for them. Nobody really wants them, or they're maybe damaged, or sometimes they'll have books that are 60 or 70 years old. They look really cool, but being a library book, sometimes they're we just patched them up with duct tape. That's how we did it back in the 80s. Oh, there we go again. So one of the things that sometimes I'll do is when I go there, I'll find picture books, big picture books that aren't, necessarily something super popular. That's not oh, we found a Bluey book, because I know some kid's gonna see a Bluey book and they're gonna get tons of mileage out of it. But I'll find maybe a picture book that just isn't maybe something really popular, something that's not a mainstream, property, and I'll buy it. Because you can get books, a quarter a piece or 5 for $1. That's a great deal. So I'll sometimes pick these up, and I managed to get 2 books in the same series, and they were nice big picture books, and I'm sure Silverblood would have absolutely loved them when she was younger, but now she's older, so we cut them up and we turned them into bookmarks. And let me tell you, if you don't have a laminator, you need to get yourself one right now. Get one on Amazon right now. Get a lot of thermal pouches. Those things are amazing. I've used when my wife bought her laminator 20 some years ago, I kind of laughed at her because I was like, why do we need a laminator? I use that thing all the time. It's amazing. So we made roughly 50 bookmarks, and we have cuttings from the book, or rather potential cuttings from the book, that we could probably make, I don't know, 50 more easily. So sometimes I will also go to the dollar store, and you can get these really cheap comic book bundles of just nothing, just silly, weird little comic books that somebody's trying to start a fandom for, I don't know, some superhero that they created who's basically Superman in red. And you can get those real cheap and then cut those up and turn them into interesting bookmarks. And we've done that in the past. So that's always fun. So now we have a whole stack of bookmarks. And, you think, why do you need so many bookmarks? How many books can you read at once? Well, at the moment, 4. I know. I have a problem. So here's the thing. I'm trying to broaden my scope. I'm not just genre-wise. I know what genres I like and what genres I don't. I've got the genre question answered. But, who in those genres? I feel like I've kind of run through the old standards, in the fantasy sci-fi realm. So I'm always kind of on the lookout. So right now I'm more in a fantasy kick, but and me, I got it all into Brandon Sanderson, and I need to find somebody other than him, because one day I'm going to get the end of a book and I'm going to close it and I'm going to say, that was delightful, and I'm going to reach for the next one, and there's not going to be a next one. I'm going to read myself all out of Brando Sando, and I'm not going to know what to do. So anyway, I'm still reading Steinbeck, still reading East of Eden. So that's one of them. My friend Nathan, who is not, he's always got great suggestions. He suggested Patrick Rothfuss it's called The Name of the Wind, is the first book in the King Killer series, King Killer Chronicles. I don't know. Anyway, so I found that at the library, started reading that. Picked up The Blade Itself, which is, I believe, the first book in the First Law series by Joe Abercrombie. I've heard great things about that. And then we had to stop into the library yesterday to pick up a book my wife had on hold. And I thought, why not? Let's go check and see if there's anything of interest on that shelf over yonder. And guess what that shelf over yonder was? Yes, that's correct. There's a whole lot of Brandy Sandy on that, and I picked up, it's called Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Yeah, it's a Cosmere novel. It's kind of, I think it's one of his secret project novels, the one where he just like has a long weekend and he's like, it would be cool if I wrote a 350-page novel, because I'm bored. And then he writes these great novels, and I'm like, this is so good. It's so annoying how easily he just cranks these out. And again, what I love about these little side projects that he does, he throws in all sorts of references to, like the Cosmere. It's a Cosmere now. So there's tons of references to Stormlight, and talking about Hoyd and the cryptics, and I'm only halfway. I've spent all day reading it. I'm halfway through it, and it's just fun. It's just a fun, light Saturday read. So definitely, if I haven't impressed anything on you, don't ever start reading Brandon Sanderson unless you're ready to put in some work, because you'll start and you just, not only will you not want to stop, but if you start, like now, while he's got quite a lot of books, there's no need to stop, not for quite some time, because I get the feeling that he writes about as fast as most people read. It's just how he be doing. So he's an excellent writer, very imaginative, very funny. He loves banter, and I'm telling you, it's so funny as I'm reading, especially these side projects, the secret project novels. I like, it feels so familiar. Like I read it and I think I know exactly what he was thinking as he was sitting there writing it. He's writing it thinking, I'm having too much fun with this, because honestly, there's one character in my last novel, Secretly Kings, available on Amazon, Matt Beer's Secretly Kings. I have one character, his name is Fern, and every time I gave him dialogue, I was like, am I having too much fun with him? I feel like I'm having too much fun with him. I need to tamp him down. In fact, I did. I had to go back and like really kind of slow him down just a bit because I realized, I dialed him back probably about maybe 15%. But reading Brandon Sanderson's secret project novels, they just feel like that. They feel like, am I allowed to like have my characters be so quippy in such large passages in a fantasy novel? Like, is that okay? It's so much fun. And let's see. There we go. Silverblood and my lady and her mom, they went hiking for 2 days down in some other part of Indiana. I don't know where. And I stayed back with regular Timmy, and we just kind of hung out for a bit. And one of my friends decided she wants to try driving a school bus. If you haven't watched The video where I talk about driving a school bus, that was the last one I did 3 days ago. And that was a lot of fun. I love getting my friends on a bus and having them, one, see kind of where I spend most of my time, and two, like realize, oh, I could totally do this. It's fun. We make it manageable and approachable. And then Cheeto, she was on a Caribbean cruise with her friends. Well, her friend and her friend's family. And so we got to see all the pictures about that. She said there's like all the stuff happens like in the center of the cruise ship. And she said they timed it. It took them 6 minutes to walk from the middle to their rooms. Like just walking, just a nice 6 minute walk, and it was just a straight shot. But she was like, we would be in port and it'd be parked next to all the other, docked next to all the other cruise ships, and they all looked so small next to theirs. And they went to when they got back to Florida, they went to Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and she kept texting me, I wish you were here, you would love this. And it was very sweet that she thought of me and all that. But I would be an absolute nightmare. I would be an absolute nightmare at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, because I would easily spend an hour and a half inside Borgin and Burke's alone, just pointing out inaccuracies. Be like, well, hang on, how is the Hand of Glory still here if Draco Malfoy purchased it? Answer me that. Did you buy it back from him? Because that seems unlikely that he would have sold it back to you. Explain how that works. I'd get in an argument with the teenage staff, and they'd have to call security. And a bunch of security trolls would escort me out, and they'd lock me in rooms to Dementors, and the Dementors they'd be, so sad. They'd be like, we're so sorry. Like, they'd see all my memories and be like, you have had it rough, my guy. And then they'd give me a black robe and offer to have me sign on with them. And I'd say, can I still drive the bus? And they'd be like, the night bus? And I'd be like, no, that's Ernie Prang. My bus, my school, and then, no, whatever it be. I took that little bit way too far. I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's been a nice spring break. Tomorrow, let's see, what are we doing tomorrow? We're going to church. Let's see if I can get out of that. There's apparently a basketball game on with some teenagers who are doing very good in college, and so they're going to celebrate the end of the year with a pickup game, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't been paying attention. My wife's very excited about it. And then on Monday, apparently the apocalypse happens, so please subscribe before then. That would be great. I think I'm going to stop here because I don't know what else to say to y'all. I think that's it. That's everything I got. I'm out of practice. I'm very rusty. Next time I come at you, I'm going to come at you with a topic, and we'll make it happen. It'll be great. Thanks for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.